Ladies and gentlemen, classical family, it's your boy Giddy back with another video. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing great. Today we're gonna talk about my classical music journey and my honest thoughts about classical music. Just what I truly think about classical music, what it has done for me, also my favorite pieces so far, and just my experience in general. So I will try and talk through this video. It's gonna be a raw video. I'm probably gonna butcher some things, but please bear with me. I got some notes here, but I'll try my best. So let's start. How did I get into classical music? So if you've seen the first video that I posted on this channel, it was around 10 months ago, and the story behind that is I was at work, caught in traffic, and I was really bored. So I remember at that time I was really stressed too, and I just wanted to get home. I was just tired, but nothing was moving. So I thought to myself, just turn on the radio and at least listen to something. I turned on the radio, classical music was playing, and at that moment, it changed a lot of things for me. So I went from being really stressed to so calmed down, and it felt really good. And that was also the first time that a music genre was able to take my emotion and just direct it it just directed my emotions to the right place. I feel like that makes sense. It took my emotions and directed it to a better place. I think that sounds good. But yeah, that's how I got into classical music. It's not it's not a special story. It's nothing crazy that happened. But before that, obviously, I hadn't listened to classical music that much. You would listen or hear classical music in commercials, movies, nowadays even animes. I love watching anime, so yeah, that's where sometimes I will hear some classical music, but it wasn't something that really piqued my interest. And I wasn't chasing after it and saying, hey, I really gotta listen to this now. I feel like that, or what happened, it had to happen, or else I wouldn't have gotten into listening to classical music. So that's the story on how I got into classical music. So why did I decide to post these reactions on YouTube? The main reason was listening to classical music on your own is a bit overwhelming, especially if you're a classical music beginner. If you haven't listened to classical music before, you don't know what to listen to, you don't know what composer you should listen to, and I just didn't want to dive into this new genre with no knowledge at all. So I just had to find people that had this interest and that could help me or guide me throughout this journey. So that was the main reason why I decided to post these videos on YouTube. And yeah, just in hopes of even finding one person that can guide me throughout this journey. And yeah, it went well. The feedback was amazing. People started commenting and recommending pieces that I should listen to. And yeah, from there on, you guys know what happened. We're here now. But yeah, my honest thoughts about classical music. I wish everybody would give classical music a chance. I definitely understand why a lot of people don't listen to classical music. For me, it was a coincidence, and on that day, if I hadn't turned on the radio, I probably wouldn't be here now making these videos or creating this video. So I understand for a lot of people that didn't grow up listening to classical music, but at the same time, I hope that a lot of people that don't listen to classical music will find out or find or find my channel and just give classical music a chance. Because for me, there are just certain emotions that can only be triggered when I listen to classical music. So I'm an overthinker, and overthinking is not a good thing. Mentally, it can stress you out, and For me, classical music is what keeps me from overthinking. Whenever I put on a classical piece, I forget about everything. My mind is so relaxed, it calms me down, and in that moment, closing my eyes, immersing into the piece, I forget everything. And I feel like a lot of people underestimate things like that, but it can help you out so much. So my honest thoughts about classical music, mentally, it can really help you. So I'm gonna be honest, if you feel overwhelmed by life, work, whatever, if you're stressed, if you're just tired in general, give classical music a chance. Put on your headphones, put on calm classical music. Obviously at the beginning, you don't know a lot about classical music, but just put it into YouTube or something and close your eyes and just listen to it. And I promise you, after listening to it, you're going to feel much, much better. Like, I promise you. Like, I really can't say this enough, but I feel like just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. So yeah, that's my thoughts about classical music. It can definitely help you mentally, and that's also one of the main reasons why I still listen to classical music now. Not because I really love the composers or pieces or whatever, but because it just helps me mentally. So that's also one main big reason that I still and enjoy classical music. So yeah, so my top 10 classical pieces since I started listening to classical music. I think this is what a lot of you have been waiting for. I'm not gonna go like into depth describing what this piece does to me, whatever. The videos are out there. If you want to see what I think about them, please go watch them. I will just name them so this video isn't way too long. But yeah, the first piece, and it's not in order, so I just can't put this one on top of this and this because this one sounds better or whatever. It's not in order. I love them all. Okay, there's one piece that I really enjoy. I'll tell you guys at the end or probably in between, but it's definitely not in order. So the first piece is Beethoven's Symphony Number 9. This piece, amazing piece. The first time I listened to it, it blew me away. I mean, it's basically every piece that's on this top 10 list anyway. So Beethoven's Symphony Number 9, whoever requested that, hey, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. That piece really did something to me. Daniel Barenboim conducting, and also I think it was the first piece where there was singing involved, and I really loved it. So yeah, thank you guys. The next piece is from Mozart's Requiem, and it's Lacrimosa. I feel like Lacrimosa, a lot of people know about it. I knew about it before too, but I didn't know, first of all, the title, and I didn't know it was by Mozart. So Mozart, Lacrimosa. The whole Requiem is pretty interesting. So if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's an amazing piece in general. So yeah, I think you're gonna love it. But yeah, the next piece, Gustav Mahler Symphony Number 2. Gustav Mahler, I think he was one of the composers that I hadn't heard of. Beethoven, Mozart, I think everybody knows about them, even the non-classical music fans. But Gustav Mahler, he's a very famous composer too, but I hadn't heard of him. So listening to this Symphony Number 2, it was definitely a life-changing experience. I think I'm being overly dramatic saying life-changing, but I think if you listen to the piece and also listen to the final movement, you're definitely gonna agree with me. So yeah, go listen to that one. The next one, this is the piece that I really enjoyed. It's von Dvorak, Symphony Number 9, New World. So I think it was the beginning of the fourth movement. If you haven't watched that video, but I screamed you know, there was, I think it has, from all the pieces that are on this list, it has my favorite build up. You know, if you haven't watched that, go watch that video, but you would definitely understand because I screamed like when that build up came, and then it's like it was like a beat drop. Obviously, I feel like my explanation, it doesn't make sense, but it was like a beat drop, and yeah, just the build up to that, it was so amazing. I had to scream. And yeah, that piece was so amazing. Should definitely react to more Dvorak. Probably butchering his name because I haven't pronounced it in a while too, but that piece, it was just amazing. It was just amazing. But yeah, let's go on to the next one. This was one of the first pieces that I really fell in love with because it was just so beautiful. And it's Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto Number 2. When I listened to this piece, it was like the beginning phase of me getting into classical music, and even though I hadn't listened to a lot of pieces, this piece touched my heart immediately, and that was when I knew Rachmaninoff, such an amazing composer. It's, I don't know, you know, it's just a beautiful piece. It's just such an amazing piece. I was like, hey, how can you come up with this? It's something you can't explain. Go listen to it if you haven't. And yeah, just go listen to it. Just go and listen to it. Just go and listen to it. But yeah, the next one is Beethoven Fifth Piano Concerto, Emperor. So I remember this piece was actually recommended or requested by a member, and yeah, it was with Zimmerman and Bernstein. Zimmerman, amazing pianist. Bernstein, do I dare say one of my favorite conductors? I think so, because you know, just watching Bernstein conduct, you can really tell he loves what he does. And I've been saying this in a lot of my videos. If a conductor loves what he does, that energy he has always transmits to the listener or the viewer. And I feel like Bernstein is such an amazing conductor. Whenever I see him conducting, it just puts a smile on my face, and it just makes listening to the piece that they are conducting or playing, it makes it even much more amazing. So yeah, Beethoven, Fifth Piano Concerto, Zimmerman and Bernstein, amazing piece. I really loved it. It's also on this list. So yeah. The next piece is a violin concerto. I had to put the violin concerto in because I feel like we have reacted to a lot of piano pieces, and I do say that I love the violin, but I feel like I don't show the violin a lot of piece because we don't react to a lot of violin pieces. But listening to this for the first time and also the performance, it stuck into my mind, and I had to put this one on the list. It's Mendelssohn Violin Concerto, performed by Ray Chen. So the violin concerto, it was so beautiful, but the reason why it really stuck in my head was because of how Ray Chen performed it. It was the first performance I saw of Ray Chen. There's just this certain energy that came from Ray Chen that just felt good with me. So it just stayed in my head. And if I think about a violin piece, most of the time I think about this one, and also I think about this performance. So yeah, Mendelssohn Violin Concerto performed by Ray Chen. Amazing piece, amazing performance too. The next one, Beethoven Symphony Number 5. I think this one is a recent one too, conducted by Barenboim. Amazing piece, beautiful piece. I feel like my vocabulary for describing these pieces are just amazing and beautiful, but they are on my top 10 list. What more do you expect? But Yeah, it's on the list. I loved it. It was a beautiful piece. Um, yeah, yeah. So the next one is another Mahler piece. It's Gustav Mahler Symphony Number One. The conductor was Claudio Abbado. This piece was also, I remember it was one of the like um first pieces. I think it was even the first piece of Gustav Mahler that I reacted to, and also with Claudio Abbado being the conductor. And yeah, it was an amazing piece. It was a piece that really stuck to my head. You know, Mahler, I wouldn't say is my favorite composer, but if there are certain classical pieces that are still in my head, then it's definitely this symphony, and also the one that the previous one that I mentioned. I feel like I'll be forgetting the name, so please forgive me, but you guys know which ones I'm talking about. So yeah. So the last piece on this list, and obviously this one came in last, not like last. Obviously it's not in order. It's not in order, but it's the most recent one. That's why I screenshotted it last. It's Stravinsky, The Rite of Spring. Yo, this piece, it was the first classical piece that like told me, hey, everything that you've been listening to up till now can suddenly shift and sound way different, but still sound amazing, and you are gonna love this. That's what this piece told me. Because up till now, listening to all these other pieces that I've mentioned, this piece is the most different sounding one, but still sounds amazing even though it's so different. Like I just it, I just can't explain it. It's not something I can explain. If you haven't listened to it, please go listen to it. But before listening to this piece, make sure to listen to a lot of other pieces before listening to this one, because if you're like a classical music beginner and you listen to this for the first time, I feel like it's going to be very difficult for you to appreciate how amazing this piece is, because of how different it sounds from the rest of the other pieces. So yeah, definitely listen to other pieces before you listen to this one, and the appreciation is gonna be much bigger. But yeah, basically these are my top 10, not in order, list before you guys get on my ass. I know there are so many pieces that I left out. I think I still have like 3 here that I really enjoyed it. For example, List on Sospiro. I really enjoyed that one. It was an amazing piece. I think, from List, it was one piece that for some reason stuck in my head. And there are so many amazing Liszt pieces that I really enjoy, but for some reason I don't know why. I really don't know why. On Sospiro is a piece that stuck into my head, and Rachmaninoff Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know, for some reason I still remember that piece too. I don't know why. As I said, it's not in order. I left out so many amazing, beautiful sounding classical pieces that really touched my heart or really triggered new emotions for me. I left them out, but it's just very difficult to put all these into a top 10 list, because yeah, they're just so amazing. So that's my top 10 list. If don't come at me like talking about you left this one out, you left this one out. This one is mine. You can make your own list. You can put it down in the comments. This is my list. Like you I don't want anybody coming for my ass talking about, oh, you should have put this one in, this one in. No, this is my list. You can make your own. This is my opinion, this is my list, and you can make your own. So if you come for my ass, I'm gonna kick your ass out. I'm just playing, but yeah. So obviously we are still gonna listen and react to classical pieces. I also want to get into reacting to or listening to more operas. I think we only listened to one opera this year, and next year we are definitely gonna do more. Also, this one is not about my channel, but I want to like visit my first live performance or my first live concert. And I don't know which one it's going to be, but I just want to do it. So next year is definitely on my list. But yeah, for this channel, I just want to stay consistent and bring new people into classical music, because I know how overwhelming it is to just get into classical music for the first time. So I hope with my channel I can reach a lot of new people that can get into classical music and also appreciate it. And also for the people that are already into classical music, just keep reminding them that classical music is lit. I feel like they already know, but sometimes I feel like as human beings we forget. So hey, I'm here to remind you. I know you've been listening to classical music for a long time. You probably started lacking, but I'm here to remind you to, like, keep listening to classical music. But also, one very important goal, or I think it's every content creator's dream, is to turn this into a main job and a main source of income. And I'm not talking about only reacting to classical music. Some of you guys know that I also have my gaming channel, where next year I'm definitely gonna be more consistent, but it's just to turn this whole content creation into something that I can do forever. So yeah, just creating content on this channel alone is a huge step towards that. And obviously without you guys it would not be possible. And I just want to thank the classical family, because this year has been an amazing year for me. I'm so proud of myself, and I haven't been that in a very long time. So like, I really appreciate the support that I've been getting since I started doing these reactions, or like creating content like this. You guys have helped me out a lot, and yeah, it just makes me happy. And also it motivates me to keep going and bring out more content. So definitely huge shout out and huge thank you to the classical family. Also a huge shout out to the classical members, obviously paying a monthly fee just to see me react to pieces that you guys recommend or request. I feel honored, I feel appreciated, and I'm so grateful for that, because it makes me feel like a real content creator. And it's nice to have. I feel like as a content creator, if you make your first penny of YouTube, it makes you feel so good about yourself. And yeah, it's definitely thanks to you guys. I can't lie, it definitely makes me feel good about myself. And these are also things that motivate me. So definitely thank you, the classical members. I really appreciate you guys too. And also shout out to my friends, my family, the people that support me, behind the scenes. I've learned so much about myself, and this all started with me turning on the radio and listening to classical music. It's kind of crazy and funny at the same time. But yeah, much love to the classical family. Hope you guys enjoyed every single video that I put out, and hope you guys get into the next year safe and healthy. That's the most important thing. And take good care of yourselves, obviously. And yeah, until then, it's been your boy Giddy. I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Bye.